having fun?
Yeah, I am actually having fun. I love to snowshoe. It's very peaceful, you know? Especially when you make a new path. It's quiet. And it's really good exercise. It is not easy. Good morning. It is, I just checked, 14 degrees out. It says it feels like -2. I would definitely agree with that. But we are gonna go on a short little hike to an overlook. We're in Bryce Canyon National Park, and I thought it'd be fun to take you along and just show you some of my current winter hiking favorites. I did a summer version of this and it was really fun. So I'm just gonna show you some of the gear and things that I am loving right now for these freezing cold months. So we got to get going because it's so cold. First things first are going to be my micro spikes. And so I'm just gonna throw these on, and this is just gonna give me some good traction. We have snowshoes in the car, but this is graded actually, so there's just not enough snow for that. So I'm just gonna throw these on, but these are so great. There's always a pair in my backpack. Like, they're always with me when it comes to winter travel and hiking. Oh yeah, instant traction here. Okay. We're gonna start moving so we warm up, and then I'll keep chatting about some of my other gear. Now, I wanna show you the best piece of winter hiking gear is these boots right here. Some major flexibility for 7 a.m. in the cold. But these are Oboz winter hiking boots, and they are the best. I will link to them along with everything that I'm gonna talk about in the description below this video. These are like one of the best things I ever bought because I don't like stiff, big, bulky hiking boots. If you watch my other videos, you know that I wear a lot of the minimalist style shoes and boots. So these were a bit different, but they are so comfortable, so warm. There was no break-in period. Like, I just love them immediately. So these, I've been using these for I think a couple years now, and they're fantastic. Next we have this wool neck gaiter, which is saving me right now. And then I also have this wool headband, which I wanted to talk about. Obviously I'm not wearing that right now because it's really cold today, but on some warmer days, I love the headband because it covers my ears, but then still lets a little bit of heat escape, and it's just so nice and soft. So these are both merino wool. They're a Canadian company, and they sell a lot of merino wool stuff for a really good price, because if you've ever looked at wool, it is very expensive, but this is a really nice price. It's so soft and just 100% merino wool, so I love this stuff. This company does sell base layer tops and bottoms that are made out of wool at a really good price. And a tip that I have is Google right now if you have a Sierra trading post near you. Again, this video is not sponsored, but I have gone into that store and found such good deals on merino wool stuff, which in fact, actually the shirt that I'm wearing, I'm not gonna take all this off to show you, but it's a smart wool merino wool that I got at Sierra Trading Post for a really good price. So there are some ways to find wool clothing at a discount or a good price, but this is definitely a winner here. This scarf and the headband. The sun is starting to peek through the trees. It's looking so pretty as it's like hitting the tops of everything. So we should kind of get to this really pretty viewpoint when the sun is still really pretty. So I'm excited. It's always worth getting up early, but it's so much colder without the sun. All right, let's keep moving so we don't get too cold. It's so pretty. Next up is this water hose cover. Now I have a bladder back here and then the hose, and I can drink from this. I know it is so controversial now apparently to use a bladder versus bottles. I've explained why I do what I do in previous videos, but one of the cons to having the bladder with the hose is that your water will definitely freeze in the hose, and so this hose is designed for colder weather and it helps insulate the hose so that the water doesn't freeze. I'm sure there's a limit to this, but then it even has a little cover for the spout. Then I can drink my water and stay hydrated while I'm hiking. I know for me, if I had like bottles of water in my backpack or something, I would like probably never stop to take them out and drink from them. So I like to have this here where I can just sip on it, stay hydrated, and this cover is just so nice for the winter. We got the sun. So it's another day and we are out snowshoeing today. Last hike that we were doing, I was gonna show you the rest of my gear at the overlook, but it was so windy and cold, so we kind of just had to keep moving and go back to the car. So today we're back at it, and hopefully we're gonna find a nice little spot to hang out, and I'll show you the rest of some of my winter hiking favorites. Handkerchief. That was not on my original list, but that should be on the list. Always have handkerchiefs in my pocket. So nice for blowing your nose, especially when it's colder and my nose is like running a lot. Instead of having a million tissues, handkerchief. All right, so we are gonna take a little break. It is actually so nice out. It's definitely warming up as the sun's coming out. The next thing I wanna show you is this sit pad here. Nick cut this out from a bigger sleeping pad that it was old, we weren't using it. So now we have a bunch of these little ones, and I always carry this in my backpack. It's so light, you know, weighs pretty much nothing, but especially for the winter, it is gonna be so nice because when I sit down, probably should take my snowshoes off, but then I'm not sitting directly on the snow, and it gives you a little insulation for if you want to take a break. Next up are some hand warmers and some toe warmers. So I don't use these often, but I always have them in my backpack in the winter because they can really be nice if your hands are just not warming up. So I always have those in there. The last couple things I want to show you are, where are they? Up here. So I have several different ways to start a fire. Ways, plural. I have a ferro rod. This is just something I'm always carrying, really easy to help you start a fire. I have a lighter, and I also have fire or waterproof tinder with a little sparking kit. So I have multiple different ways to start a fire, and this is just something that I'm thinking about. If I, for some reason, got stuck out here or needed to stay sitting for a long period of time, being able to start a fire easily and just having the tools and supplies to assist in that is, to me, really, really important, right? Because if I'm just sitting here and the sun goes down, I'm gonna get cold really quickly. And so a fire is something that honestly could save my life. So I'm thinking about ways to have those backups to those important systems such as fire. And then I think the last thing I wanna show you, which I'm so excited about, is, well, not really this. This is a cool stove and I'm going to use this, but I have an insulated mug here and I'm gonna boil some water and make some bone broth. Having something warm on a winter hike is such a morale booster, and it's really nice if you are gonna stop to sip on something nice and warm so you don't get cold. And I love these bone broth packets. So I'm gonna make that now, and these are great because it's hot, which is really nice, and it's super salty, and it has 10 grams of protein. So I just love having these on my winter hikes. Sometimes I'll just start with the hot water in here, and I could sometimes even put like cocoa in here or something like that that's already warm. But today it's not that cold, so I don't mind sort of sitting out, boiling some water, and just relaxing and enjoying the scenery and sipping on the bone broth. Oh, it smells so good already. Oh, that was a hole there. This is just such a treat out here. You don't want to sit and then get cold. So it's nice when it's actually like a really perfect day. You can just kind of sit here and enjoy this. Oh man, like I said, this bone broth, it's just so comforting because it's warm, but it's salty, which is really nice. It is really peaceful. I know the winter can be kind of hard because it's just dark and it's cold, but every time I come out for a snowshoe or a hike, even if it's just something short, it's really actually peaceful and enjoyable and way different than hiking in the summer. So I'm just trying to appreciate it and enjoy it more and enjoy the slowness, I guess, of everything in winter. Ooh, hit in the spot. One thing I just thought of that I would love your help with is if you have any recommendations for good sunglasses. I have sunglasses here, I'm gonna put them on, but I don't really like them, and so I wanna upgrade and get a better pair for just hiking and outdoor stuff. So if you have any recommendations, leave them in the comments below. So that is it, I would say, for just some of the stuff I wanted to talk about. This is of course not all the gear that I'm carrying, but these are just the things that I wanted to highlight today and that I'm really enjoying on my winter hikes this year. If you liked this video, hit that subscribe button and check out this video here next, and I'll see you over there.